Good afternoon and welcome to a Link to the Past Ladder 2024 Retrance Invitational. We have Hitman versus Jaejo today. My name is Tracy. With me today is Fear Agent. How are you doing, Fear?
Great. I think we need longer names for all the tournaments. It feels like each tournament the name gets longer and longer.
That sounds good. All right, let's see. Jaejo immediately started. Oh yeah, great. This is Retrance, so small keys are universal. Like, wait a minute, no box popped up. Wait, no, it's Retrance. We have universal small keys. We are
got a key, got a sword, and gonna have some money. A nice little spot for Sank to get a hand right away.
And then as soon as we get bombs, we can actually get the back of escape, which is nice too. But yeah, you see their records on there. It looks like this is Jaejo's first race. Hitman needs a win desperately and desperately needs help to stay in this. But we'll see. I mean, things happen.
Yeah, we got Jaejo and Hitman in the group, and then Wall Kicks, and I want to say Magno.
Yep, I think that sounds right.
Yeah, Wall Kicks is a beast right now. He's just been on fire. 10-0 in the regular season of the ladder to qualify, and then hasn't lost a race in the group stage either. So,
I mean, you and I were talking about 10-0 in any kind of ladder season is just incredible.
Yeah,
that's so impressive.
So it's been tough. I watched a little bit of his race against Hitman, and it had a early Moon Pearl at the top of GT, which is never really fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate when that happens. Did you notice they both got 50-50 bombs off the bushes in front of it?
Takes that kind of luck to get this far in this tournament, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We're in the top 8, top 8. Both similar routes, starting at Sank, doing the hula hand since it was super convenient, and now they're both heading to.
Oh, now we get all the bombs we want. I might even just get myself up to 10 bombs after this cave.
Yeah, I think one more. I think going back in for 4 more. I think 9
is... Yeah, 9 is good. 9 is really good.
Yeah.
Both grabbing the rupees because it's early and it's
early money. You just never really want to turn down money in Retrance.
No, not at all. Although I will say this, having now played a whole bunch of Z1R recently, the money issues that come up in Z1R Retrance doesn't quite get there. It comes close.
Really?
It doesn't quite get there. Other than the 50 rupee silver arrows.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, if Z1R had the equivalent money, we'd all be very sad because we like to spam our silver arrows.
Sure. All right, so guys, that was a little diversion. We have Super Bunny Cave here going into Kakariko. So instead of going into Kakariko with all these entrances, Jaejo's going to take this for these 2 items, and then,
I like this. I like this as 2 items.
Yeah, and then we'll see if this is a connector. Shoot, maybe it's right in Kakariko. You never really know. But we do have our arrow game too as well.
There we go.
So
let's
Hitman,
get some money.
Yeah, I probably do this 2 times and get some cash. You want to buy keys early, right? You want to. Yeah, you want to buy some keys. You want to be able to buy an arrow when you can see it. We got bottle vendor, of course, to take care of as well.
Powder's nice early.
Yeah, we haven't seen all the drop. We've only seen 1 drop down, so having that and with the magic refill there is also really nice.
Love the magic refill there.
We did see half magic, but that's on the race game, so
Yeah, who
no.
knows when we get to that.
Oh, look at that. Nice boots. Nice and early. And this is the unfortunate part for Jaejo. He is going to come. He's going to come back here.
Okay. That could have been Moon Pearl, though. I mean, it wasn't.
Definitely. Yeah.
It's a map. But like
He knows where
that's
Hype
one of the
Cave is,
gotchas.
though.
That is a classic gotcha for new Cross Keys players to realize that you can talk to the NPC and he will give you something.
Okay, so Super Bunny connector is kind of important. Takes you up to Darkness Mountain. We're going to see the back of Escape here from Jaejo as well, since we do have bombs.
I like it. Yeah, I imagine he's going to do the north part of Hyrule into Kakariko. A little unfortunate, he's going to be a little slower to the boots, but he's not going to be that slower to the boots.
Yeah, he's going to get those boots. Yeah, it's not a huge difference, for sure.
Okay, or he can do it from the south. This works too.
He might just go to Eastern from here. Oh, no. Oh, he's going to go check the castle.
He's going to get the... Yeah, get that castle drop down. I personally don't like to this drop down until I know where Ganon is, so I can just drop down without penalty. But I mean, it's a small optimization, not really a big deal.
Yeah.
And this could be Uncle. Oh, hey, free sword, yay.
Well, Retrance is like comfy cross keys, right? Like you don't have to worry about key logic. You're pretty much it's the well. You're pretty much always gonna have at least Tempered Sword. You're always gonna have like 1,000,000 hearts.
You know, I actually stopped picking up hearts from the take endies, and I just kind of save them for potions because 20 hearts is just so overkill. I was getting 20 hearts every seed. You just don't need that many hearts.
So unnecessary, yeah.
Okay, so that is one of the dark caves for the return from Death Mountain because he dropped down and lost a heart.
Yep.
Not a fan of taking that without the lamp, because usually you just find both sides of it anyway.
Yeah. Just Jaejo getting some more keys. Got 4 more checks here in the well. See if we get anything good. A nice refund from the bottle vendor. That's always nice.
Yeah, 200 rupees extra. It's always good.
And nothing in the well.
Just don't put the well behind Aga 1, because that's it's always bait. I always wait as long as I can. I always eventually do it, and it's never the items.
Yeah. So the good thing is if anything's more money, that's really nice. If there's going to be anything behind Aga 1, it's going to be a single item cave, because we've seen the well, we've seen Ganon, now we've seen Uncle, so.
And we'll be able to scout it, so we'll know.
Yep.
Just don't be a big key, because
right.
Okay, let's go get that big key that turns out to be swamp for a 3 bomb pack or something.
Right. Lost wood here at the sink. Oh, we already have an early bottle too, so don't need lost woods, and able to refill the 360 rupees basically.
Yep, love Hitman taking the potion there instead of the heart.
Yeah, you're gonna get hearts. Speck Rock Cave, just 20 bucks on the other side. You're not interested in connectors for now, which makes sense. Still early.
Yeah, I mean, we've already seen that bit of route diversion. So Jaejo checking out some connectors, Hitman preferring to check the entrance.
Yep.
Some seeds are going to lend themselves to checking those connectors, and that's going to be the right answers. Others are going to lend themselves to not checking those connectors. And you just never know which one you're going to get.
For sure. All right, so there's Magic Bat. He's able to check that. Hitman with all the money going to be able to buy at
grab
least
a key, grab arrows.
A key and arrow, yeah.
You know, and the big thing about keys, like pod is like the big culprit here. I hate pod in this mode because you have everything's in logic immediately because you can just buy keys. And, you know, I always try to, my big thing is, do I have enough keys to do pod if I haven't found it? Once I found pod, it's like, I don't care. You know, most of the dungeons you can work around keys or they have pod.
And you're going to find keys along the way as well. So I think 5 or 6 keys to start out with, especially when you have this much money, is a good way to go.
And 5 is what you need for pod. So if Hitman were to run into there, he's going to be able to do all the things that aren't blocked by items, which is pretty good. And we haven't seen it yet, but you know it'll come. But that's kind of my gauge in terms of my key count. Is have I found pod? Have I used the keys there? The problem with pod is because everything is in logic so easily. Is a lot of times it has nothing. You just waste 5 minutes in there taking everything.
But you got to do it. I mean, you have to do it. Okay,
it's 14 item. It's a 14 item dungeon. So yeah.
Lumberjack is vanilla, and we don't need it, so we don't have to kill Aga 1 for that. You never know for any sort of like Dark World access. There's the bottom of a Spec Rock Cave.
Always nice to see that, so you don't have to worry about taking that connector.
Long connector, yep.
Ooh, nice bombs on the tree.
Yeah.
We're gonna get more.
Yeah, I guess 9 wasn't enough. I don't know.
Well, what was weird is he left one on the floor and then pulled it again.
maybe he thought it was in the tier 1 or something.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. That makes the most sense. He probably thought he was on a tier 2, which is what I would have expected.
Yeah.
As well. So.
All right, so there's the other end of Hookshot Cave, which I think we saw was in Kakariko.
Yep.
Jaejo not going to be able to pick up as many keys, but still has 4 in his inventory already.
4 is really good.
Just from walking around. So he'll get his boots here shortly. He'll get all the stuff that Hitman picked up here in Kakariko. Now the question is, where does Hitman want to go next? He could go up to the castle, kind of like Jaejo did. He could go over to Eastern. Back of Escape makes a lot of sense too, since...
Yeah, I'd probably do that first. He's got the boots to even save the bomb on it. So.
Oh, right.
Yeah, early money is good, so, yep.
Is there any thought of Hitman going to Dark Cross from here? No, right?
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be surprised if he did it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's not doing it. One, it's an extra key going from that direction rather than going from the front. And I find the path to get there, if I don't have a lamp, a lot easier from the front. You're gonna find the front of Hyrule Castle. It's out there.
Yeah.
There's 3 entrances. Yeah, right. I mean, you and I have played both, and both have played enough cross keys and Retrance, and you know if you're like an hour in and you haven't found a Hyrule Castle entrance, you're like, wow, I haven't found a Hyrule Castle entrance. Where is Hyrule Castle?
Yeah.
Same thing with like the desert entrances. It just doesn't happen that often.
Yeah. So Hitman's gonna go right to the back of Old Man here because he knows it's not Ganon. So whatever it is, he can. I think Useless Fairy's at the top of GT, so that's even.
That's really nice. I mean, on the other hand, it means that if you're climbing GT, you're climbing just for the 4 items. So you just hope you don't have to do it. But you don't. You don't have to kill Agatu, and that's always nice.
Yeah. Unless you have to climb GT for something, right? Like you're less incentivized to do it now, even more.
Yeah. Yep. So less incentivized.
Like top of GT is just like the bane of my existence in entrance mode, just because I never really want to do it.
No, never want to do it.
Every time I do, it's nothing, and then every time I don't, it's
at least you have the ability to hover, and so you can maybe get that 4th item and not have the
that's true.
The whole hook shot.
Unless I'm playing in the Cross Keys tournament.
Yeah, that's right. No hovering in that tournament this year. I'm gonna be really interesting to see how that affects things. If it affects things,
Yeah.
We give up a B to get a B.
Yeah, unfortunate. Nothing on the island there. Jaejo not interested in our money. We got our first big key. Gonna be a good one.
That's a pretty good one.
Potential, yeah.
There's a lot you can do in Turtle Rock without the big key, depending on how the entrances lay out. But it's really nice if you hit that Turtle Rock East entrance, you just have the big key to just do it right then and there. And you don't have to go back for it.
And then in Retrance, you've got Samari and everything. You can just take it immediately to Laser Bridge if you want.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Jaejo gonna finish up Kakariko here shortly. Gonna get some new information in Eastern.
Okay, everybody. Speaking of Laser Bridge.
Yeah.
Not in logic, but we're going to do it anyway because we have boots, and laser skips are not bad with boots.
Yeah, Hitman going bootsless skips.
Yeah, it's interesting. Maybe he's better at the bootless skips.
Yeah.
I can't do the bootless skips. I need either to use the boots or just tank damage if I have enough hearts. Which, I mean, it's 4 items. You got to do it as soon as you can do it. Or I do for the first and the 4th one, I'll use the iframe strat where you fall down and you have iframes to get there. It's pretty free, in fact.
So nothing of real value here on Laser Bridge. Not surprising, since again, it is kind of deeper in the logic, even though it's pretty accessible.
Yeah, not unusual for laser bridge to have nothing, but it's always it feels bad if you leave it and you go back and like there's your mirror or something like that.
So Jaejo taking the connectors. We see another dark death mounted connector though. That one's kind of trash unless you got the mirror. That's the laser bridge entrance.
I'm a big fan of getting to that one if I have the mirror, because then you just get that you can just do a bunch of East Death Mountain right then and there. But without the mirror, you're just kind of like, okay, done.
For sure.
Save quit. Nice to have a bomb shop right in your start, although usually you don't need it, but every once in a while,
Yeah, with the tier, well, Jaejo knows the tier pools, so at least there's that too. Knowing that you can get some bombs from that. We haven't seen a lot. We're still missing. Oh, speaking of Hyrule Castle,
yeah, there's Hyrule Castle. Yeah, with Master Sword, you just do this. You do Dark Cross.
Yeah.
The only way I don't do Dark Cross here is if, first of all, if it is at the end of my route. This is almost certainly the end of his route, because getting the Death Warp out of Dark Cross is not free if it's dark.
And then just picked up Blue Mail.
Yeah,
things down a little bit.
Yeah, but the other thing is if I have like red mail and too many hearts, and again, it's
and you open up, you set up the Death Warp, you open up a heart.
It's a heart piece.
Yeah. The fortunate thing for them is this is right south of Link's house, so it's a real quick save and quits to get back here.
Yeah, this is a perfect situation for doing all the checks. And keep in mind, for those of you maybe not as familiar with entrance modes, this is not in logic with Fire Rod. Not that we have that either. You have to have, this is only in logic with the lamp. But it's an easy enough dark room that most runners are going to do it in a convenient time.
All right, last check in the basement. Shield.
Okay. Well, one more shield and laser bridge is in logic.
So I think from this point, it's probably faster just to save and quit, right? Go to Link's house and
as close as Link's house is, you may be right.
That's a lot of hearts, and
he also might check the connectors first. I mean, which order you do these in, I don't think really matters. Hitman, I think, was a little lower health when he got down there, so he's going to have a quicker Death Warp.
All right, let's take a look at what... Do you remember back in the day when not all items would show in the dark?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's crazy to think about how long ago that was now, but it is pretty relevant. I remember there was many times where you get mitts and you didn't know
that was the worst one, because you get an item, and typically what you do is you wouldn't see the item, so you'd hit your menu. And the problem with mitts is that there's already a thing in that slot, so it's harder to recognize that, that thing changed colors.
Right.
So,
we did see a book,
definitely got me at least once.
Yep. For sure. All right, so Jaejo is going to do some of the South Shore. We'll see how much he wants to do without the glove. We still have a Moon Pearl, don't have a glove, don't have a hammer. We honestly have the only
dark world. Like, the only dark world we've even seen is that connector over to East Death Mountain in the dark world. So
yeah,
this is one of those rare seas where your dark world access is actually regular dark world access. With a glove and a hammer. Right, this is one of the dungeons that definitely improves in Retrance, because just come in with a small key and get these items. Immediately 3 items in logic. In this case 4, because we have because of boots.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this will get us some Dark World access.
Yeah, there's a couple connectors. I mean, we see 2 more Hyrule connectors, Hyrule Castle connectors that are available. We've got the 2 desert connectors. There's got to be at least one more. So I'm sure one of these is going to take us to the Dark World, right?
Yeah, when one would hope. Now, we're going to grab this map because we don't know anything about what dungeons we need to do yet.
Hyrule Castle map?
Eastern.
Okay, at least it's useful. All right, so Jaejo's going to elect to look at the middle entrance for desert. Oh,
Ooh,
fire rod.
I often only scout that item if I have boots.
Yeah. I mean, he's coming over here because he's got the book, so
yeah,
it makes sense. All right,
this
so
is gonna be the end of his route. We have Mire access. Well,
Yeah.
this again is Dark World, but
it is Dark World. Very limited.
Dark World.
Very, very limited. Quake, I think, is needed for Mire. We found Mire's shed on the other side over at the desert entrance. Interesting. Nothing there. Mire's shed entrance. It's not going to be Mire's shed. It's going to be. Oh, take any.
Grab a heart.
Yeah, Jaejo likes that bee. He doesn't want to get rid of that bee. Instead, takes a heart.
I think we're done here.
Back and take the desert left now. Hitman's going to get his moon pearl.
Not much more we can do. When you don't have a mirror and you don't have the medallion, there's not a lot you can do. There's only a couple entries you can actually even do in that Mire area.
Oh, don't want to forget that one. Yeah, it'd be a big one to miss from Hitman there.
Now, Jaejo knows where Hype Cave is from that.
Here we go. Yeah, but it's such like a one-off spot.
No, I don't know if I'm not rushing it, but like maybe on the next save and quit, you know.
Yeah, because you gotta go through Super Bunny to get there too, so that's really
so
slow. But we do have Dark World access here. Going through desert left.
That's a pretty awkward Dark World access, I must say.
Ice Rod, yeah.
Okay, no Ice Rod hunt today. Thank you very much, game.
Yep.
We appreciate that. Of course, the old saying is, if the Ice Rod's this early, it's going to be a pendant anyway.
Okay, I was going to say,
on the ledge.
Show us the ledge.
Yeah, not going to prioritize a boomerang there, but you might pick it up when you get there.
Another connector.
Can't take that connector. No cape, no hook shot to do it from the back. Another gotcha, another classic gotcha for new players is you can hook shot across the top of Bumper Cave and can be required.
Do you remember one of your first gotchas when you were playing Huskies, like on your own?
I
remember
mostly it was just mismarking stuff. I do know that one time I forgot to mirror. I had access to hammer pegs from some connector or another, and I didn't even mark it because I'm like, well, no, I just don't have to worry about that cave. And it turned out the answer was I had to mirror to drop down the magic vax spot.
Yeah, I had mine was also a mirror thing. It was mirroring to do race game, left side race game.
Yep.
All right, so into Skullwoods for Jaejo. Let's see if we can get anything here.
I'll see if we have the good woods or the bad woods.
Yeah. Vanilla Woods is my favorite. I like when it's just plain vanilla.
Yeah, it's nice and simple then.
Yep.
And then if you have to go back for the big chest in the front, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah. Well, it could be bad.
I think we got the bad woods.
You still might be able to get out of the bad woods, but there's no guarantee yet. Nope. Okay, now that is the bad woods. So if you go
bad woods.
If you drop down now, you're going to be locked out because that back drop down doesn't take you to the front at all. So do you just leave it and let it be? Yeah.
I would. Unless he's going to go for it.
So this is going to be the end of the route.
This is the worst. When the drop down, you're gonna spend it. I mean, it's not as bad when restaurants have
yes, because
this will always be a small key. I don't like to do this unless I have at least the big key and preferably or the fire rod or both, because this could be like a triple dip now. Because you might have to go back for the big chest, you might have to go back for the entrance.
Oh, right, yeah.
So if I have both of those, then by all means, I'm going to just do this now and just get it over with and hope that the back is nothing important.
Got one more check that we can do. We know where the fire rod is. Big key.
Mire. Right. Okay, we might need that. Don't know.
Yeah. See if... Okay, so Hitman's saying I don't want to get locked out here, so And he knows where the fire rod is. It
Yep.
kind of, makes sense. Like, come back when he hopefully can
Yeah,
get the fire
he
rod.
knows he's not getting the fire rod.
Yep.
We're gonna check the potion shop. I mean, in this seed, you're not doing the standard routing. I mean, I guess maybe you do it if you're a link house starter and a cool hand runner. But because both runners started at a back of escape and found that spot right there. The classic cool hand play was just not even going to be an issue.
It is Spiral Cave.
Everybody's favorite.
Just $20. Old man starting spot. Interesting.
The funny thing is with that play, I try to route, so that I can get to that cool hand and still be able to do it by the time I get there. But I often will not get to that potion, to the magic shop for a long time. And then it's like, you just hope. Well, my favorite thing to find there is something and Spiral Cave is actually a pretty good one in this category, where it's something that you need to come back to if you're doing it at the very beginning. Don't have bombs, don't have, something that you can do with it.
Yeah. So it looks like the other end of the Dark Death Mountain descent is right there in Dark Shopping Mall. And it looks like the back of Old Man is also in Dark Shopping Mall.
Oh, well, this is
actually really good for Jaejo because it puts him right into Thieves Town. So it kind of gets him right back to where he wanted to be anyways.
Also nice to knock that area off before you have flippers and never have to worry about it again.
He just did that too. Yeah. Spiral Cave, a bunch of connectors, and none of them that he needs really. So that worked out really well for Jaejo. You know what we haven't seen a lot of?
Dungeons.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of dungeons.
We've seen desert, and we've seen Laser Bridge and Hyrule Castle, and I feel like that's it.
Yeah.
I don't count Skull Woods because it's always there.
Right. It's basically a little road. We just saw Meyer.
Crystal. Okay, so that trip over to the back of Skull Woods or the front of Skull, or whatever you want to call it in entrance modes,
is going to
be required. Yep. Yeah, the bad woods. We need to do it.
I'm honestly a little surprised that Jaejo doesn't go in. I think I guess they don't have a fire source.
I mean, Misery Mire likes to have things,
It really does, and it's a pretty quick check as far as dungeons go compared to a lot of the other dungeons.
Yep.
But not having a fire source can kind of slow things down. All right, Paradox. This is always a pretty big one. Well, biggest as far as
7 items.
Checks. Yeah.
7 items, 2 connectors. And found out during was it during League last year? I'm trying to remember when we found out that it actually, as it turns out, this can be your arrow shop.
That's right. I do remember that. Yeah. So Jaejo did want to go back to Meyer. He just wanted to check out the other entrances in Thieves Town, which makes a lot of sense.
Because it had never happened to me. And all of a sudden, I was calling a race, and can this be your arrow shop? And it's like, well, I don't know. And then it turned out it was the arrow shop. It was the arrow shop.
Nothing of real value here in Paradox, unfortunately.
Maybe the connectors will do something good.
Yeah, but I think he's going to do. There's 3 more entrances that he could do over here first. So maybe
you don't want to do the bottom again unless it's the end of your route, because if you don't have mirror, you can't go back.
Yeah.
The other one you can kind of chance. I mean, we don't have a glove yet, so there's still a lot of entries we get locked out of.
King's Tomb.
And Jaejo decides to go into Misery Mire. Of course, he's got the big key, so he's
has the big key. Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Ooh,
oh boy! So the seed really wants you to go back there, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it really does. Well, I would be sad because I would be getting there kind of late. Now, Flipgrid is such a weird item because it opens quite a few things, but it also can waste time if those things aren't necessary.
All right, so we saw Pendant Ice Palace there. No way to get in yet, but good information.
I mean, at least if Ice Palace is a pendant, if you go in there without glove or without hammer, you don't feel quite as bad. Oh my god!
Oh boy!
Wow! I don't, but I mean, with blue mail, it's not terrible. It's not great either. I don't think I'd do it. I mean, you know, how good are you at NMG strats? And don't forget that NMG has a tempered sword, not master sword. So on the other hand, you have blue mail, and NMG doesn't have any mail.
But the blue mail doesn't really do anything because you're damage boosting anyways. So
yeah.
Yeah, I think waiting. Oh, got another big shot.
Well, and the other thing is, you can't do the 2 left side items.
Yeah.
So you can route the left side with your you can route the left side into Vitreous. That's one of the nice things about Misery Mire is it does have like a bunch of different pathways you can take just to get to Vitreous. So like in Jaejo's case, when he does it, he will just do it unless he's in go mode, he'll do that left side probably into the boss.
All right, so Hitman finding the bow in Blind's hut, which was at Swamp Palace entrance. And now he's going to go back to Paradox and take some of these connectors. If he had those flippers, he could go on to Pod and do some other stuff, but...
Yeah, and that bow makes... I mean... When I was a kid playing this game, I used to, you know, fill up on the arrow refills. So I'd go into the Vitreous fight with like 70 arrows or whatever the max was. And then you just spam arrows. So you can kind of do that in Retrance because you're spending money for instead of spending arrows. I've never actually tried doing that to see how much money it got.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting thing you could choose to do on a Vitreous fight. Now, of course, Hitman, without that Misery Mire big key, can't make that decision right now. So
right, but I think he's about to go get it.
Yeah, I think so.
So Paradox spit him out at the top of Bumper Cave, and that lets him go back into Skull Woods, and he knows he's going to get locked out here. So he's going to get that Mire big. Whether or not he goes back to Mire right away, because he has to take a connector to get all the way back to VOO, is doubtful, but it is good to have.
Well, and again, you know, if this is the end of your route, it doesn't matter if you're going to get locked out because you're going to save and quit anyway.
Exactly.
It's just always unfortunate when it's the pinball room that you land in. Less so in Retrance because
because he got all the keys. Yeah,
got 9 keys. He's fine.
Yeah, he's totally fine. He's walking out though. Not sure. Maybe. Oh, he didn't. He doesn't know. That, yeah.
He's gonna try the other drop down. He's gonna find out that that's not gonna help him out.
Yeah.
It's worth checking. If there's anything else you want to do, it is worth checking. Yeah, or maybe it looked for a moment like it was classic see fire rod. I have fire rod.
Oh sure. Yeah, I think it was just making sure he can get out and we find out. Oh, can't do it.
Yeah, I totally agree. Just for a moment there, he started running towards the back. So, and we find Blind's hut over on Jaejo's side.
Well, no, we already saw that.
Oh, we saw this on
This
Hitman?
Is the bow. Yep.
Oh yeah. He's got a lot of money. He could take that bow back to Vitreous.
He could, for sure. All right, so we're going to see what the other entrances of Hyrule Castle, at least one of them, is from Hitman here. Okay, so Dark Death Mountain. This will get him Hype Cave if he jumps down here. We got Sick Kid, too, as well.
Always nice to find Sick Kid when you already have a bottle.
Yep.
I mean, even though in this case it was just 20 rupees, just knowing you don't have to come back and check it later.
Yeah.
Is so huge.
Hyrule Castle being really generous to us today, giving us both, being just generous in the fact that it's right here next to Link's house, and then also giving us a connector up to the mountain, which is, once we get the mirror, it's going to be really nice. Yeah, and also, Hitman doesn't have to do Super Buddy the long way.
He gets to do it the easy way.
Yeah, so he gets to save a little bit of time there. That's nice. I don't think Jaejo's gonna jump down from Bumper Ledge. Okay, so maybe he already saw it. He's gonna... Oh, he hasn't even done any of Paradox. He just left after. So he's gonna do Paradox. He'll take the middle entrance probably. See that that's Bumper Ledge. Knows he's already done everything up there, and then we'll take the bottom and see if that's anything. And then Hitman gonna give us a look at Hype Cave, see if we find anything else here. Big key's a good start.
Ooh, Thieves Town.
And the Hyrule Castle map, fun.
That'll be a beatable blind when he finds Thieves Town. Unfortunately, no hammer, so there might be an item left behind.
Yeah.
Always such a tough call when you go. Thieves Town is one of the ones where it's like, do I really want to do this now when I'm leaving that item, or am I going to wait on it? It's such a tough call on Thieves Town.
I feel like I'm pretty much always leaving it.
I usually, the times when I'm most likely to do it is I just found Thieves Town in an absolute crap location, and I don't want to have to come.
Yeah.
I don't want to come back.
Location is definitely like how easy is it to get back?
Yeah, Eastern's kind of the same way for me. I mean, we have Zelda on the other side of the bracket, classic Eastern.
Yeah,
was even in a team name at one point.
That's right.
But I think that's another dungeon where whether I go in and do it or not depends. Just how hard is it to get back here?
Yeah. All right. So the other Hyrule Castle connector takes us to the west side of the mountain, so that's good. The other part of Paradox was over at Ice Rod Cave. So Jaejo, using the flippers, are going to do some checks here. Hopefully, you can rescue the old man on Hitman side. That would get him to Meyer again quicker.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Get him those flippers.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's in the Tower of Hera, he'll be able to do it. Right. Now, of course, it's not in Logic. We don't have a lamp. But at this level, you're not finding any runners. You're not going to just do it.
Right.
It's very easy with a sword. When I talk to new people, that's the first dark room. Like that is the first dark room you learn.
Right.
The others are great, but that one is almost a must-have. Bad Ice Rod Cave for Hitman there. Yeah. That's what I like to call that. You already know there's nothing doing at Spec Rock Cave there.
Yeah, I saw the end of it and I saw the items, so no really reason to check that. Nothing that's mirror locked. Did he?
If he hasn't checked all the caves, then that's a question.
Seemed like a mistake. Yeah, I don't think he had. I don't remember him dropping down and checking all those entrances. Not in favor of that. Does find Agate Tower.
This will be an item in the light and an item in the dark. Another one of those places where it's really hard to death warp. Although this one's not quite as bad as Hyrule Castle. Those guards will find you.
Yeah. We are in the top 8 of Retrance Invitational, so it takes a bit to get here. Can't. You gotta be pretty good. You gotta win some games to get here.
Yep,
so
absolutely. I wonder if it's just a mistake. I don't feel like anyone's coming in with the strategy of I'm not going to do all of the rest of the mountain before going into the dark part.
I was just shocked to not see him drop down because I'm almost sure that he didn't do it all. Like maybe he did and I missed it, but we do see Hera.
No, not much we can do here without a big key or without a hook shot, but we can get 2 items, actually 3 items, because we can go do. No, we can only get 2 items. We don't have a fire source.
Oh right.
So easy to forget that you need a fire source for that Hera basement item. It's like we can't do it because we don't have the small key. No way, it's Retrance. We have keys. We can do it. No way, we can't do it because we don't have a fire source.
Yeah. I'm trying to look at Hitman's tracker on his stream, and I can't tell whether he checked those or not. So
like when I stream, I don't even bother with the map tracker because it's just everything's so. When I watch other people stream, I can't read what color those entrances are. So
yeah, I'm gonna assume he did it. I'm just gonna assume that we missed it. That's well. Otherwise, there's a mistake, right?
Yeah, because I mean, if he did do all of it, then we know that the old man is hanging out at Tower of Hera.
Yep.
And we just can't do it right now.
Yep.
I mean, and if he did didn't do it, then the old man could still be hanging out at Tower Hera because it would only be a couple entrances left. So I mean, maybe a 50-50.
Yeah.
And Jaejo can make use of those slippers. We're gonna see some new checks over here.
Yeah, gotta find something, right? Either in the water checks or maybe over in the pod area. We saw ice, can't do much there. We saw everything that we could do in Hera. We saw everything we could do in Meyer.
Yeah, I feel like East Dark World is gonna have something now.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if this. I think that was just a compass.
Yep.
And of note, I mean, I used to like picking up compasses if they weren't super out of the way because I like having that count on there. Of note, with the new tracker rules where the tracker can track how many items you picked out of a dungeon, now the compass does absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Does absolutely nothing.
So nothing on Zora.
Yeah, I think if I'm Jaejo, I think I'm taking those flippers to East Dark World.
Our Dark World access is through desert.
Yeah, right? It's pretty bad actually.
Yeah.
But I think isn't it to the northwest? So you can just kind of go.
Yeah.
The current jump way, which
yeah,
not too bad.
Green Pendant Eastern. We know a Green Pendant today. Jaejo gonna be able to get his hype cave items here now. So we're 40 minutes in, pretty deep into Retrance Seed. It feels like Retrance Seeds usually go a bit faster since you don't have to find keys, like small keys. But we're still missing gloves, still missing the hammer, still missing the mirror, hook shot.
I mean, still missing a ton.
Yeah, GT, yeah, Eastern, Pod, Swamp, a bunch of, there's the other TR entrances as well. The East Town. So yeah, there's a lot we're missing.
I mean, it's easier to say what we have seen. We've seen Meyer, we've seen desert, we've seen front of desert, but none of the back.
Yeah.
We've seen Hera.
Yeah.
We've seen one entrance we've seen a couple of Turtle Rock entrances.
One, I think we've only seen the back, right?
One of them saw the front, but couldn't do anything.
Oh, right.
Samaria.
Yeah. So it must have been Hitman since Jaejo does have Samaria.
Might have been before he got it. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, okay, okay.
And I don't know if Jaejo has checked the magic bat yet. If this is anything, it is not.
Yeah, Jaejo checked that early since he followed Super Bunny almost right away.
Yeah, 5 rupees. And of course those 5 rupees could have been arrows. All the arrows were replaced with 5 rupees.
That's right.
Which, honestly, like that's half an arrow.
Right.
Can we have a little more?
I know, for real. All right, so Jaejo has Samaria. He could take this all the way through. I mean, he could take this all the way to the front if he wanted to.
You absolutely at least do the first check up here.
Yeah.
But whether you go all the way up, I mean, you got 7 keys, so you don't really use a lot of keys. He's not okay. He doesn't. He's not even doing Crystal Roller. Okay, whatever.
That's like a free check, though. Like
he could come back. Maybe he wants to do the rest of the Eastern checks before committing to that. I think if you're committing beyond Crystal Roller, I think that makes a lot of sense. If you're only planning on doing Crystal Roller, then I would just do that and then do these checks.
But if you're just I don't know. I mean, it's so easy to get out of TR with everything that hits like a truck,
Yep.
So
I mean, yeah, his equipment's not great. Like the pokey in particular. I mean, he's
got 7 keys.
He's got 7 keys.
Just skip it. Yeah.
I know there's definitely been some Retrance races in League and such where someone will be trying to kill the pokey on like Fighter Sword or Master Sword with the hammer or something, and it's just like this. Just use the key. I'm on team. Use the key.
$100. Yeah.
It's only $100, and heck, there's a cave where you get half of the key back. So.
I mean, they've had so much money too. I mean. Hitman's got 8 keys and $1,100, so
yep. I mean, once you get silvers, then you got to be a little cautious about using those silvers. But other than that, and it's funny. You and I talked about beforehand. The silver's price does not match what we do in Z1R.
No, totally.
Really, because oh my god, the way
isn't silvers 10? Are they 10 rupees or
no? They're just
still
1 rupee.
same?
It's still the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you get them so late in the vanilla game that you only have them
didn't
for
matter.
like 5
Yeah.
minutes, right?
Yeah.
Not even 5 minutes in the speed run. So like in a randomizer, you know, you'll see runners just spam those silver arrows, and because they're just so powerful. You know, if you're on a wood sword, which is, you know,
Yeah.
like having a fighter sword, it's just such better combat.
So, in Z1, I don't know if it's the same in Z1R, but are you maxed out at 255 rupees?
Yes. Yeah.
Is that the same in the randomizer too?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
So money is a precious resource in Z1R. Whereas, you know, in this game, I mean, I've finished Retrance with like well over 2,000 rupees.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, if my go mode is kill Vitreous, and I have enough rupees, like, or if I have to do Vitreous early, oh hey, Eastern Palace for Jaejo, as an aside. But yeah, if I'm, you know, have enough money to kill Vitreous with silvers, that's always fun.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you're Jaejo, you're definitely. This is not a skippable Eastern at this point. You know, you're 44 minutes in. We're deep into finding stuff, so it's like we have to start actually searching for progression.
You might never have to come back.
Yeah,
it's dependent.
You know that.
And if you get the big key, you just finish it.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the reason why Eastern gets such a bad name is it's such a linear dungeon that when you double dip it, you're doing all the same things the second time. You know, whereas some of the other dungeons, you know, there's different routes you're taking to get to different things. Like Pod is like a very modular dungeon. You know, the path to Helmasaur is completely different than the path to literally everything else.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't feel so bad if you're double dipping it. Now the question is, when Hitman finds the Cane of Samaria here, is he gonna beat this? Go ahead and go beat this dungeon. He's got the blue bottle. So he's got a refill.
I think you do, right? Like, he's got 1,000,000 hearts.
He's got powder. Yeah, because he's got powder to get the refill. He's got the bow. He's got the bottle.
I think you have to.
Yeah, I think this is fine to do this now. Get yourself on the board.
Skip the Eastern key, right? Skip the Eastern key here.
I don't know.
I would, right? Like, look how long this takes to get.
Oh, for Jaejo?
Yeah.
It's a tough.
It's a muscle. It's also a muscle memory thing.
Yeah, that's true too. Well, we'll see whether he's right to have checked it or not. Mr. Hart, yeah. You're right.
Nice.
Oh, Sankart, no.
No, I still would have done it, but I would just skip the key, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You got 7 keys.
Yeah. It's a nice Sank refill right before you death warp.
Classic.
With 15 hearts. Luckily, those anti-fairies don't steal your magic too and just do the heart of damage.
Yeah, those anti-fairies are really weird because you can't powder them either.
Yeah.
But I think they turn in when you let them loose. If you do
they turn into normal ones.
They turn into normal ones, at least in the sense that they take your magic. I don't know if I've ever tried powdering them after letting them loose, because, you know, really, ideally, you don't.
Would you? Yeah. All right, so Jaejo can't just head south from the Dark Potion Shop because he doesn't have a glove or a hammer, so he's got to go back around with his flippers. But I feel like this is where our progression is going to be, either in Pod or on top of the or at the pyramid.
It looks like we're about to get our first crystal of the afternoon.
Yeah.
And not a small thing. Having that powder definitely makes a difference in my decision here.
Yeah.
Because, you know, being able to go into this fight with full health is
Don't want to do that, though. Don't take damage from the eyes. Just stay in the... I mean, he's got to be careful here already.
Okay, take your potion. And then, honestly, you might just use your arrows at this point.
Yeah, I would just
soften the eyeballs up.
Yeah, just start spamming those arrows. He's got $1,200, and he keeps taking damage from the eyes. Hitman.
Okay, now switch to arrow. Please, no. Switch to arrows. You've got 2 left. Okay, now we're just gonna do arrows because that's the strat.
Yeah. All right, mini Moldorm Cave from Jaejo. I didn't see what was on the pyramid, but he didn't pick it up, so I don't think it's worth anything. No progression from Viddy's. Not surprising since it's not.
Oh, we got a crystal! Yay!
Crystal, yeah.
So
$100. Bombos means Ice Palace.
It does. Ice Palace with pendant, hammerless, gloveless Ice Palace. Perfect. Thankfully, this is Retrance, so we can do an icebreaker without. Yeah. I mean, I'll steal the conveyor key if I have Kane and Samara and I'm going into Ice Palace with this kind of loadout in a cross keys, but it's Retrance, so we don't have to do that.
Saha, which we just saw. Okay, he got the information. He knew it was the pendant, but he didn't know it was the green pendant in Eastern. Still nothing, just that bombos.
Yeah, I mean, and our low key our 5 item caves. We got a bow and a bombos out of our large item caves. So far.
Hype didn't really. I had I think a big key.
Yeah.
Paradox didn't have anything.
East down maybe.
Yeah. Saw a little bit of hesitation there from Hitman, but again, pretty much got to do this.
Yeah, and again, I never feel as bad with this dip if it's a pendant than if it's a crystal.
Yeah.
Because again, you might never have to come back. See if Pod proper has anything for us. Nope.
Does not. All right, Ice Palace.
Yeah, I mean, that's where the cookie crumbs are, or that's where the breadcrumbs are leading you.
Jaejo hasn't seen the mountain yet, so I think he's going to do that first, taking this Herald Castle connector.
That's reasonable. Nobody ever wants to go into Ice Palace without hammer or glove.
Yeah, especially when you have a connector that's... I don't think it's free to get back to Ice Palace. I can't remember exactly where it was, but it's going to take a second to get there.
Yep.
This one, you get check a connector, and it's going to be at least a few entrances you can check here on the mountain.
Yeah, another classic entrance gotcha, the Ice Palace needing the glove.
Right.
Because in vanilla, you need mitts just even get into the door. So
Chain Chumps is in logic. Lava Chest is in logic.
Yep.
Those are 2 checks that we haven't seen that Jaejo could do. It's going to cost them an extra key going this way, but
he's got 8. It's fine.
You got to do it, yeah. I'm actually kind of curious where the west Turok entrance leads, because that could be maybe the Fire Rod.
Yeah, I mean, if there could be a connector to the desert area, to one of those entrances. It's not uncommon. Right now we're 52 minutes in, and we have no hammer and no gloves.
Yeah. Or me, or hookshot, or a lot of the big items.
Yeah, I mean, we have hookshot caves sitting there just waiting for us.
Can you imagine if they didn't have boots, how much worse the seed would be?
It would be. Oh. Okay. Hitman taking the Death Warp to get out of Eastern.
And we're not going to see that connector from Jaejo because he still has more entrances to do here. That's a little unfortunate. But
yep. Gonna skip killing the Pokey. I completely agree with that.
I don't love him skipping Crystal Roller. I know it's not in logic. No, it is in logic.
It is because you can get.
Yeah.
Do we have?
Oh, yeah,
because we have. Yeah, we have the
front and the big key. Yeah.
And also, and no fire source either.
So
among the things they were missing.
Yeah, I guess he is going to do the Crystal Roller. I guess he's just going to do it this way instead.
Now, yeah, he's going to do Crystal Roller from here, which is fine, and then could walk back here if he wants to check that entrance.
I don't think he wants to check that entrance. I mean, again, I have perfect information, so it's easier for me to say that now, but I really want to see that entrance. Oh boy.
Okay, well that.
I mean, that doesn't
do anything right
now. But it's nice to have, right? Especially the
for
speed
sure.
Doesn't
I mean, it gets us to the mountain so much easier.
Yes,
that
and
by itself.
I think that changed his route because I think he was going to death warp, but now that he can get back to the mountain, I mean, he could actually get there pretty quickly, anyways, through Hypecave or through Hyrule Castle. But now it's guaranteed. So, like, let's check this entrance. Yeah.
See where this goes.
Oh, it is desert.
Wrong desert. Oh, it's so bad.
That's pretty funny. That's good. I mean, so he's gonna finish off the mountain and then Ice Palace, right?
Yeah, I would for sure. I would be. This is the situation where if I'm, you'll hear me saying, I need to go to Ice Palace. I need to go to Ice Palace, and in the meantime, I'm doing all these other things.
Yep.
Buy more keys. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That 5 threshold that lets you finish pod if you have upon it and you have all the things. And we're gonna get to 7. I think 7 is maybe a bit overkill, but that's okay. You know, my goal in Retrance honestly is to end with 0 keys, right?
Yeah.
You know, I love it if Swamp's my go mode dungeon is a good one, Desert's another good one where you just can skip keys all over the place. It's so nice. There's that bombos for Hitman. Wouldn't surprise me if we get to Ice Palace around the same time.
Yep. Yeah, because it's gonna go. Jaejo's gonna go to the mountain. Iceman or Hitman's gonna probably do the Turtle Rock stuff, and then we'll meet up in the ice. So if you're joining us late, or an hour in, they haven't really found anything. Flippers were in Mire. You needed the big key in the back of Skullwoods, which is a bad Skullwoods to get those flippers. And now the flippers have led us over to the pod area, which got us bombos, which gets us independent ice, which I think our progression is going to be. So that's kind of where we're at. You see on the screen, Hitman's 0-2. He lost to Magno and Wall Kicks. If he wants a chance to survive and do like a 3-way tiebreaker, he needs to win today, or he's going to be out. Jaejo, this is his first race on the schedule.
Yeah, and of course, we're almost an hour in. No hammer, no glove, no fire source, no hook shot. No mirror.
No mirror. We've seen the fire rod. It's over on Desert Ledge, so we know that. But where is everything else? Okay, so Jaejo confirming that Hitman. I was wrong. Hitman did do everything else. So the old man rescue is at Hera. Yep.
I hate it when the old man rescues at Hera.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
All right, so Hitman's probably going to do these water checks now. So he hasn't done Hobo or anything in the water. So he'll finish these up. Jaejo is going to... Did he not go into TR? I missed it. So, I don't know. It's hard to watch everything that's going on.
It's a lot going on in Retrance. But yeah, we know there's nothing here in Castle Tower.
Yep. And we know there's also nothing here in these water checks either. Yep. Dumb seed to give us flippers to get bombos to get an pendant ice palace with the hammer and glove.
Yep. Or 2 gloves so we can do something at Misery Mire with that flute. Jaejo on two hearts now. It needs to be a little bit careful. Oh boy. Oh, did he get the item already?
I don't know. It must have, right?
He must have. Like, he was taking damage way too fast for that not to be already gotten the item.
Do you remember where Ice Palace was?
I don't. Might have been.
Say Dark World somewhere.
Yeah, like Dark World, like maybe Swamp Palace.
Yeah, maybe. I think Swamp Palace was blindsided, but it's in that general area. I think maybe the Red Bomb Shop.
Mm-hmm.
Not quick to get to.
No.
You gotta go through desert to get to like Northwest Dark World to then travel around.
Also, for both our runners, so sad to find Hera in a situation where you can't do anything.
Yeah.
So sad.
So our runners are pretty even.
Yeah.
The big difference would be Hitman has finished Meyer. Yep. So he's got the crystal, but he's about to be in the same spot that Jaejo's in. Now Jaejo does have flute, so he's going to make his travel just a little bit easier.
Yeah, and you know, advantage Hitman maybe, but here's the thing: when I don't think Jaejo's going back to Misery Mire until he can do all three
fire
checks.
Yeah.
So he has fire, and if there's something on that left side, I don't know when Hitman gets back to that.
Right. Still don't know our last pendant yet either.
I mean, I'm gonna call Mirror at Iced Tea. I get that. I mean, for as often as I play this mode or in any entrance mode, I feel like Mirror and Iced Tea is just a thing that hits all the time.
Oh man, this just stinks. Look how long it takes just to get to where it needs to go.
It's so bad. Shout out to those boots again, right?
Yeah, boots MVP. I mean, boots are usually the MVP anyways, but like for real, if you had to do all of this without the boots, it'd be super painful. All right, so I think Hitman's out of stuff, so I think he's going to be doing the same thing. Oh, so it's witches. The witches.
Oh, okay, it's right here.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was close.
We were in the right ballpark.
Yeah,
we were in the right area.
Yeah, for sure.
And we do get the extra check because it's Retrance. We don't have to do any shenanigans to do the extra. I mean, it is a shenanigan to do Icebreaker.
Is there an item that would make you leave right away if it's the first item?
No, because like Glove by itself just opens up some entrances. Hookshot gives me Hookshot Cave. Hammer, a couple entrances. Mirror, maybe, but that's still just entrances, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in regular, you know, in other situations, there are times when there is an item that it makes sense to just leave here.
Yeah.
But
20 rupees is not gonna make you leave.
No, 20 rupees is not gonna do it. And also the other issue is we're kind of last locationing this Ice Palace. You know, if I'm betting on Ice Palace early and I get a really good item in the first chest, then I might just leave it.
Yeah. All right, so this is out of logic because we don't have the hammer.
Well, we haven't found pot anyway, so.
Yeah.
Good to have the key, though.
Yep.
And we got to skip this. And this is where the small key is that you would get to be able to progress. So in a non-entrance situation, you would need either to have found an Ice Palace small key, or like I said, I would do is I sometimes will steal the conveyor key.
Hmm. I think we find a glove. That's my prediction.
I think a glove would make sense.
The lamp.
Hey, fire source.
That's
have a fire source.
Left side Myers now.
Yep. I mean, if I'm Jaejo, I'm doing that now. I'm not going to Hera, but I'm going to finishing up Myra as soon as I'm done here.
Oh boy, can you imagine if the answer is just a lamp to do Myra?
Oh yeah, and you don't have the 3 small keys because this is where cross keys is sometimes better, right?
Right.
You know, like you can kind of say, well, I don't have the 3 small keys for left side Myra, so I'll ignore that for a while. Well, you can't do that in Retrance. It's just always in logic with fire.
Oh, it is just the lamp.
Oh my god.
That's hilarious.
That's but you know what though? That's good for Hitman. because that probably
now
forces him back into Myra. It'll send him to Myra. If something else showed up at Ice-T, then if I'm Hitman, I'm following that other thing at Ice-T before I'm going over to left side Myra.
So did Hitman not do the front of Turtle Rock? I missed that.
I don't think Hitman has been back to Turtle Rock with the Canis Mario.
Pod, right? The front of Pod?
Yeah.
Right?
I think so. That sounds right.
Surprised he didn't do it. All right, here we go again. Around the world, through desert, back to VOO. It's time to go do left side Meyer.
Yeah, this access is so bad. That particular spot being your Dark World entry point is one of my least favorites.
Yeah, it sucks. So Jaejo will be able to get both the items on the left side. I can't imagine you skipping one of them. If maybe if
we're missing too many things.
I don't know if you. Yeah, I imagine you do both, but if you get like a glove or a hammer or something, I can maybe think about skipping it. But we'll finish off the boss here for sure. Jaejo is going to pick up some time with having the flute.
Yep.
Especially because you have to keep going through desert and fluting down there to Mini Moldorm Cave. It adds up. It's not a ton of time, but it does add up.
And low key, I hate having to do the cutscene chest with just the lamp instead of the fire rod. It's so much slower.
All right. Well,
at least we have plenty of health. Have you ever had one of those situations where you're doing this with like 4 hearts, green mail, lamp, and it's like those whiz robes. They're not Z1 whiz robes by any stretch of the imagination, but they still do a ton of damage.
Yeah. All right, so Hitman now is going to do Turtle Rock first.
I think that's reasonable. You'll get the flute out of it. He's just going to do it from the other direction, which will save some of his 10 keys.
Yeah. Jeez, it's so many. All right, so our progression is here, chat. What is it? It's got to be here. What do you think it is, Tracy?
I think glove is right. Could be a hook shot for Hookshot Cave, but I'm agreeing with you.
And I think it gets us to the other side of the mountain, which I don't think either we've seen that yet.
Mirror's another possibility.
A hammer.
Oh boy. So what does the hammer give us? Like, it gives us a few things. It gives us a few entrances.
Yeah.
The hammer entrance in Kakariko in particular. It gives us the hammer entrance in Kakariko. I don't think we've seen Mimic Cave. Hammer by itself doesn't give us more of ice. We need a glove for that. We haven't seen Pod, so it doesn't give us anything there, and that would just be the boss anyway. And we don't have. So, yeah, I don't know. maybe it's Pod at the hammer entrance. Yeah,
that is. I was not expecting. It's
wild.
The hammer.
The hammer just doesn't open that much up right now. I'm a little surprised. Yeah, chat making a good point. He is kind of near the hammer house.
Yeah, so that's gonna be. So it's the hammer house. What else?
Well, we don't have access to hammer pigs yet, so.
No hammer pigs. We haven't seen Mimic Cave.
No Mimic Cave, no GT, no. We need a glove for ice. Yeah, no, I'm not. No, 0 checks in ice. We can't do ice without the glove. Can't do those checks without the glove. Alright, we're gonna powder the anti-fairy. Jaejo does not have the potion, so he's gonna have to be a little more careful. Oh, he's gonna spam those arrows. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, he's got 1,000,000 hearts, so.
Yeah, I think as a kid I spammed arrows for this, and then kind of played baseball with the big eyeball with the sword.
Yeah.
Which is all backwards, right?
Totally. right, so that's Meyer for Jaejo. It's going to catch him up with Hitman.
We're pretty even right now. Yeah.
Well, he's going to activate the flute, and then he's going to head to Meyer. So, Jaejo does have a lead here.
Yeah, a bit of, because Hitman still needs to go get that hammer out of the left side of Meyer.
He's going to activate his flute and then make his way around. And we're going to see what's in this hammer house, because we haven't seen GT.
This has got to be something. No. Okay. What are we all missing?
What is...
Let's see if Jaejo has sussed out what we're all missing, because we're missing something.
It's hard. I don't have a tracker up, so I'm just trying to do it from memory, and it's like obviously we're missing something.
Maybe they see Mimic Cave and we missed it.
That's a possibility.
Well, Jaejo is heading here with a purpose, so there he is. There it is. It's Mimic Cave. Okay. He was beelining this location, so he knew something we hadn't quite caught.
Glove? Is this the glove?
No,
it's not even the answer.
God, it's not even the answer.
What's the answer? Gosh, I'm trying to think. What does the hammer
just
lock?
Doesn't open up that many things by itself. Let's see where Jaejo goes next. He's heading somewhere.
Oh, here a basement.
Oh yeah,
that's hammer lock.
It's not. It's the it's lamp lock. Here you go.
That's so good. Thanks, chat. Just trying to figure out where we're going. Like the hammer unlocks so little.
Some serial killer, and let's be clear, cereal spelt like the breakfast food. I like it.
It's good. This seat is rude.
Yeah, how do you not last location this, The good news is the hammer is going to be, is it going to be required? Probably. I say maybe not, because we don't know about Pod. Pod's a crystal. We know that for sure. Okay. Haven't had the hammerless seed. I've had the bowless seed, and it was very sad when I got the bowless seed and then got a bow on a crystal boss. Like, no, I want to finish without it. And I did have a gloveless seed once, but sadly, I didn't catch on that it was gloveless and ended up with mitts. Got smoked by my opponent who didn't get either. Yeah, right. When you get a glove on left side swamp, you're feeling pretty good. And then when you find out it was completely unnecessary, you're not feeling so great.
What's this going to be? Is this the glove?
I'm staying with the glove.
I'm going to say mirror.
Hey, there you go. There you go. You're right. Hey, we can rescue the old man now.
We can rescue the old man.
Rescue the old man.
111 in. It feels like we've done so much.
I mean, honestly, that's what Jaejo will do next. The sad part is you're going to rescue the old man, but now you have access
to... Go back up.
You have to go back up. Unless the old man gives you something really good. Like, then you don't necessarily have to do it immediately. Because we have pretty decent access to Dark Death Mountain. And you can just mirror from there.
Yeah, that's actually probably better. It's just going through Hyrule Castle, right?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, that's right. We have a book, too. Just a heart piece. Jaejo was 16 hearts, pretty typical for Retrance.
Yeah, and almost saw the save and quit from Hitman, but he knows that, hammer unlocks 2 checks. It's got to be right here, so he's got to
follow that hammer.
Follow that hammer.
Another situation though, where it's good that Hitman did follow the lamp to Meyer to get that hammer. Whereas if he'd followed that lamp to go to Tower Hera, when does he go get back for that hammer? So
that's true.
This works out really well for him.
I love seeing this too.
I never think to. Well, I mean, it's so rare that it comes out. But it's cool that Jaejo thinks of it here. And it's just a small key, but I mean, nice small key. And we'll see if he flutes to one of these connectors. He's gonna.
Yeah, I think you go
I like this. I think this is faster. Yeah. Or even better.
You get the item off the island.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this the floating island entrance? That's you just get that item, and you're just done with all of that. And you can even do, how often you have to decide between jumping down from which jump down you want to do. We do have access to the what is it? The back of Turtle Rock entrance, which we can mirror to get those two. So you don't rest. So you can just jump down on the left side here instead of having to make a decision. Still don't have a glove to pick up that rock.
Still no glove. Do we know what we have access to now? The fire rod.
Oh baby. Wait, do we?
Yeah,
because we have Meyer access, yeah. Mm-hmm. So Jaejo says I'm just gonna jump down this way anyway. I would have probably done this as I mean it's fine. It's so easy to get back up here. And somewhere there's a connector to Laser Bridge. So.
Exactly. I think that's why you do the second one or the middle one. I think you get the 2 right away, and you can always just eventually find the.
I mean, if
TR
for
bridge.
me, that certainly that cave has never burned me before. The spiral cave vanilla entrance. Because 2 caves versus versus 1, and you have other access to the 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Hitman is rightly sussed out. The next thing he needs to do is go to the Tower of Harrow basement, because as far as we can tell, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah, this is his last location. Yeah.
Take any. Jaejo's gonna pick up the potion. I think if Hitman grabs that heart, they'll be even in hearts. I mean, they've done all the same things, so it's not really surprising. Oh, hey, look, we have one more thing we can do in Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
And a half an arrow.
All right, mirror time for. Man,
I would have done the other cave before taking this connector.
I think
he might have seen it already. And that just all that does is, I mean, it's not the worst outcome that he could have gotten from that connector, because it does take out a kind of an awkward location. Yep. But it's also not what you're hoping for necessarily.
I guess where we're going, Tracy. Back to desert. I think the front takes us to Meyer. So
we'll just say hi to all the enemies here again.
I don't think. Did Jaejo see? He must have when he did the front of desert. I can't remember if he's seen the fire rod or not, but
I think they've both seen the fire rod. They've definitely both done that entrance.
Yeah.
And I mean, unless you forgot, which happens.
Sure.
You're gonna check the item there. Yeah, he's beelining it. No, he's gonna do the back of desert first. Okay, so he's not beelining it.
I think Hitman is beelining it. Oh, there's the old man rescue. Interesting. That's
Thanks,
actually
Dave.
good. I don't think Hitman did the rescue, right? Did he do the rescue?
He might not have. So he can do it from here. That'll be good for him. But he's not gonna do it right now. He's gonna at least pick up his fire rod.
Oh, get the fire rod for the skull.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it without the fire rod, but I mean, the fire rod's right
here. It's right there. Yeah.
It's right here. I mean, the couple of seconds it takes to pick that up is going to save you so much time rather than doing the sequence breakaway.
All right, so almost simultaneous
Go Woods.
Moth fights, yeah.
That'll be fun.
I've actually been told you should, if you're gonna do Under the Bridge, do it first. If you have the mirror, because it saves in and out transition.
Oh, okay.
Because when you finish the boss, you get spit out the dungeon, so you got to go back in. So
I have a dumber reason to always do it first, because I'll forget if I don't.
I did that in my last race I did against Shinmaru. Totally forgot. Luckily, nothing was there. It's funny, I mentioned earlier that you usually have tempered, but we still haven't found those other 2 swords.
Nope, we haven't. With blue mail, hammer,
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
This is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, as a kid, I thought you had to use the fire rod for this fight. So
Oh, really?
So yeah. So fire rod moth is like completely natural for me to do, which is kind of nice. Yeah, especially if you come in here with a ton of magic, but you only have a fighter sword. Just don't ever spin him with tempered or gold. I had an experience in the mentor tournament where my runner started spinning with a tempered sword on moth and took a death, and it was hookshot there, and yeah, things did not go well. So yeah, anyone new listening, don't ever spin with tempered, because they did patch out the gold sword damage, with the gold sword, but they did not patch it out for spins. And the mentor tournament was just announced today, so yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, so shout outs to anybody that's going to enter that. Highly recommend. All right, so now that we're done and getting all this stuff, we now have a bunch of mirror stuff to look
Yep.
Did no one peek this? I thought I was
half
the only
magic. It's half magic.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you want this for sure.
I don't know. Do you?
Yes.
I mean, I would have magic, but it feels like it just takes too long to go get.
I mean, you're gonna do this route anyway for all the other mirror stuff, so it's kind of on your way. So you probably wait. This is probably like a 20-second to not have to worry about your magic as much. And you want to check this house anyway, which is the magic shop. That's a horrible spot for the magic shop. You have to go back there for the mushroom shack. That's not cool.
Oh, geez. Thanks, Dead Rock.
Can you do this with the old man? I don't think I've ever tried this.
Again, rare circumstances, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because Hitman came from the back, so you don't have a choice, whereas Jaejo did it the other way. Oh, hey, look, the dam.
Oh, and the hook shot. Okay.
Well, there's your Swamp Palace kit.
Yeah, I just need to find Swamp Palace.
Yeah, that would help. And it does give us an item, and with Flute, we can get to it very easily, which is nice. It feels like sometimes in these entrance races where there's just one particular item that's really hard to get to that just gates everything.
Yeah. So what are we looking for? We haven't found Pod yet, which we do need to clear.
Looks like Swamp is a crystal as well, so we need to find Swamp as well.
We just need to find those 2. Those are clearable dungeons.
We haven't found Back in Desert or Thieves Down. One of those we need. Yeah. For sure.
Hera is clearable with the hook shot, but out of logic.
I don't go back to Hera until I'm either in go mode or... Actually, no, I just don't go back until I'm either in go mode or I have the big key.
Yeah.
Because it's so far out of the way. I don't want to be leaving that item and have to go back there twice.
So, do we need a glove?
No. We don't have to do Ice Palace. I mean, do we need a glove? Maybe. A tempered sword. Nice. Yeah. It depends. If one of those, whichever crystal dungeons we're missing, so Desert or Thieves Down or Pod, if one of those is under a glove spot, then yes, we need a glove.
Yeah.
If not,
at this point, it seems kind of likely, right? We still got a couple more mirror.
Yeah, we have some more mirror stuff.
If I'm Hitman, just go. No, I guess you don't need to waste a key going the long way, but. Turtle Rock is clearable, and it lets you get the front too.
Yep.
Which we haven't seen the 2 items there. Bombos tablet is a new check. It's funny, we were following each other. The runners were following each other for so long, and now we're finally exploding with a bunch of new checks.
Yeah, because now
forever to get there.
I mean, they haven't had a lot of opportunity for divergence. Most of the divergence has been, okay, each one's doing the one thing, the other one's doing the other, and then they switch because the breadcrumbs are just kind of leading them in a specific direction. Grabbing another potion for Hitman.
All right, Paradox.
Oh yeah, see, I don't know if we ever went to the bottom.
I saw the bottom. I think it was Ice Rod Cave area, I want to say. The bottom was.
Okay.
Here we go. This makes sense.
Yeah, it's another mirror spot.
And it gets you to 2 more mirror spots with Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb. GT.
Oh, gosh. This is not what I want to find.
I know. I want the dungeons that I can clear, right?
You totally got to do this. It's so many checks, but this is not what I want to find. Probably do the right side, grab the small key, and then go do the left side.
Yeah.
That's what I usually do in this situation.
I mean, so what are we missing, right? It's just a couple of big keys?
We're missing...
Maybe? Like, it's possible we're in go mode if we don't need the glove?
If we don't need the glove, then we just need to find... The only big key we could need is Desert, if Desert's the last crystal. It just, comes down to Thieves Town versus Desert.
Is it crazy to then, if you only need that, is it crazy just to skip this and come back later? Like, I'm looking for crystals that I can clear. Like, Swamp is a big one. Both Swamp and Pot are a lot of items.
I think if I find a glove, I'm out. Because right now, my biggest thing is where is Desert? Where's Becca Desert? Where is Swamp? Where's Thieves Town?
Right. We don't know about Thieves and Desert. Those are the 2 big ones. But I don't know. I feel like maybe you just start looking for those crystals that you can clear.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be unreasonable. I'll finish off Turtle Rock. You can clear that now.
Well, there's our glove. Now you definitely leave. Oh, both our gloves. Oh,
I'm out.
Gosh.
I'm so out here. Yeah, I'm not doing the other side. Yeah. I might grab the key, just because it's Retrance and keys, and we still haven't seen Pod. We're still got to keep that high key count for Pod. But Jaejo's going to go ahead and do this other side.
I think leave. Like, leave. You have to leave here, right? Like,
I'm out. The only thing that's required, that could be back here, is the Desert Big Key.
Yeah, but you still have Pod and Swamp and Thieves Town.
Exactly. And
the front of Turtle. I mean, there's so much to do.
Yeah. Those myths just open up everything. Like, there's no entrances you can't get to, so you're going to be able to find your dungeons. And then, this is still be here. It's not going anywhere.
Right.
Silvers is nice, except you're not going to use them until the end.
I don't know. Like
I would
maybe
clear,
the Desert. Maybe the key is here and it's right to stay. I just feel like with as much as you have available now that you have, I would have left the glove. Honestly, like, I probably wouldn't have got the gloves because I'm looking for Pod. And Swamp and maybe those other mirror lock locations. But I get both gloves, I'm out of there for sure. 100%.
Absolutely. This is not a quick thing to do. But if he finds the Desert Big Key, he's gonna. But even if the Desert Big Key needs to be here, and Desert needs to be one of the crystals. Which, 2/3 chance. We have 3 unknowns.
Yeah. It's just such a commitment. It's it's a lot of checks for sure, but it is also so far a lot of nothing.
Now here's another question for you. He's going to be doing Ice Armos. What do you use for your Ice Armos in
just
Jaejo's situation?
Regular arrows. If you had 700 rupees, is not it. You still have too much to go. I think.
But you got the option of silvers, which is more expensive.
You're using all of your rupees though.
I think I agree. I will. And he's got Cane and Burner, which is also kind of a nice item to do it. So it's not with half magic.
With regular,
fight, but it's still
180
slower.
Rupees or whatever for regular. No, I think I'm just using the 180.
And we were late enough. We've already killed Vitreous, which is your biggest arrow cost, I would say. We don't have to kill regular Armos.
Yeah.
At least we hope we don't have to kill regular Armos.
It's still a pretty quick kill with regular rupees or regular arrows.
Yeah, if you can do that, the quick kill is pretty fast.
And 180 rupees is not. You miss a silver arrow, you're spending an extra 50. You know what I mean?
He's going for the full on.
All right.
Yeah,
hey,
again,
already
killed Vitreous. So that's a big part of it. You need 200 rupees for Ganon if you're gonna. Not that you couldn't do silverless, but you'd rather not because it is faster to do it with silvers no matter what. I don't care how good you are.
Didn't find anything on the left side.
Yep. So we would have been right to have left. Hey, we got a boomerang. Yay.
Yeah. First one. All right,
And
let's see what Hitman
Hitman. Yeah, let's
does.
see if he does the same thing. He could gain a lot of time if he goes ahead and skips out after the right side.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're going to continue on our mirror checks here.
Yeah, at this point, everything is open to us.
Also,
except for a couple entrances, I think.
We'll see if he goes back to it, but I like the play to initially skip it this late in the game, to initially skip the tile room. And then if you don't get anything, you can come back to it.
Yeah. Okay, so we got information. Hera is our last pendant.
Oh, that's nice. We don't have to go back there. That's in a really
do need to
awful spot.
find.
We need the we're not in go mode.
Yep.
I mean, I'd rather. I mean, obviously, I think I'd rather Hera not be the pendant, just because we know where it is.
Sure.
But I mean, it's not as that bad an outcome considering how bad a location it is.
But I mean, it's still the same. We're just still desert from desert.
Yeah, desert big key. Yeah, ideally, desert was your pendant, right? So you don't have to find desert back, and you don't have to find that big key. Now, do you do left side swamp here?
I mean, if I'm skipping all GT, which Hitman just did. I'm skipping left side swamp.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
Especially because swamp is really easy to get back to.
Mm-hmm.
And especially, we have the flute and the flippers.
I mean, I'm a chronic left side swamp skipper, so.
Mitts, I meant, yeah. I think skipping left side is probably the way to go. I mean, you still have pod, right? Pod's a big one.
Yep.
Well,
pod is really nice because what you do is you go down the right side, you go to the back, go down the right side, get the 2 items there, go to the back, and then, you're back in the front of the dungeon. You can do all the front.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Thieves Town. Yeah, that's the information you were talking about. Thieves Town being the red crystal.
Yeah, so we haven't seen Thieves Town, we haven't seen the back of Desert, we haven't seen Pod, but we do see Jaejo skipping left side. And, Hitman's making up a lot of time. You know what I mean? Like, look at he's still behind,
that
but
left side. Yeah, doing that. Yeah, that left side GT, skipping that left side GT, helping him out a little bit. Still behind.
Yep.
But there's gonna be more chances for divergence here as we try and find these other dungeons. I bet something's on the top of Hyrule Castle.
Oh, right. Yeah, we haven't seen any of that because we just got the mirror. I think I'm checking Ice Palace next. That's kind of one that I kind of like to just get out of the way.
With flute, it's so quick.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have Med. So getting back to the Dark World isn't the worst. Oh no, we got regular Dark World access.
I forgot. Whatever Dark World access.
Yeah, I forgot. It's so long without all that stuff that I just keep thinking like, how do I get back now?
Interesting that Hitman goes and grabs the specky key.
He's got 11.
I know, right? Jaejo skipped it with his 6.
Yeah, I don't know what. You don't get extra points for more keys. Even this one, I'd skip this key too.
Okay, new tiebreaker. Who has the most keys in the race, right?
Oh no. A little Bomba section here.
Too bad that doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's obviously that's accidental. You're
a little quick swap.
A little quick swap mistake. It happens. It's not a bad one. Like the bad one, of course, is when you quick swap the mirror back. Yep. We've all done that. It's just definitely that's the worst.
So there's still how many big keys are out there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Too many.
And we need one. We need 1 of 5, and
it's
6
so
or
bad.
6 with GT.
Just
so there's a guarantee to find all the other ones first.
Yeah, no GT big key, please.
I think I agree with Jaejo here. Just kind of following this route. I wouldn't do Catfish.
Yeah, this is kind of out of the way.
You're 1 item from go mode. You know what I mean? Like.
And you have entrances that you need to go to. You're going to have your dungeons that have, pod is 14 items.
Yes.
And if this is the answer,
Sure. I mean, that's kind of the nature of it. You're playing the odds, right? Like, that's kind of what you got to do.
I don't think Hitman checks this. He's going to gain a little extra time. And it's just bombs, and he doesn't even know. I mean, he doesn't even have. He's got full bomb capacity, so it's like
right.
completely not worth picking up. But this is kind of clever. We're gonna get over to Ice Palace. I mean, you could just flew it here. But,
yeah, that's the thing. I don't know how clever is it when you got to.
But if you're going to check catfish, this is not a bad way to then route in Ice Palace.
But we're entrance mode, and there's 3 entrances you just missed out on unless you go back. I don't know. Because now that entrance is dead, now you got to go. I don't know. Don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, now you got to go all the way over to Flute 5 to get back into the Dark World to get over there. Yeah, I mean...
And the real answer is just skip catfish.
Yep, that is the real answer.
When you're one item from go mode, I mean, like, I guess the question is how aggressive do you want to play when you're one item from go mode? And it can't be anywhere.
Yeah, it's tough, especially when it's, I mean, we said no ice rod hunt, but you're looking for a single big key is almost like it's like one less location than ice rod for that situation.
Yeah.
But
we've had Turtle Rock available for a long time.
Yeah.
How come nobody's done that yet?
I don't know. I mean, I've always been one to say, and I ask this question to people. Which would you rather have happen? Would you rather lose because you skipped something, or would you rather lose because you spent too long doing something? I'm of the opinion that there's
one.
I would rather lose because I skipped something. I'd rather lose because I skipped left side swamp or skipped the left side of GT or did that skip. I always feel much worse when I lose because, oh my god, I spent 5 whatever minutes on pick dumb item check. Than if I skipped it. And then it's like, if you skipped it, I made my play and I was aggressive. Now some people are going to feel the other way, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with having that the feeling the other way. But it is, when people ask about, those decisions.
Oh my gosh, that's go mode.
That is go mode. But yeah, when people ask about that is the question I always say you should ask, which would you feel worse, and Jaejo luckily is just a little bit ahead of Hitman finding that desert big key. So at this point,
so there is not over. One possibility, and that is Turtle Rock, because we don't have ether. So there's a tiny chance that one of those dungeons is behind Turtle Rock. I'm playing again. You're playing the odds, right?
That's right.
You need to find Pod, and we need to find Thieves Town. We have.
Now, I'm not even looking for ether until the game tells me I have. Now, Thieves Town, I probably do almost all the checks. I don't do the big chest. Right? Do you do the big chest?
I don't know.
I definitely don't. I definitely do all the other ones because, like, you're right there. Like, how bad would you feel if the answer was like the attic chest and you didn't open it?
Well, attic is free, right? But
yeah, exactly.
Are you doing all the front checks? Or are you skipping all the front checks?
Oh, that's a good point. We haven't even done the front checks yet. No, I definitely don't do the front checks because I can get back there, right? And just do the front checks later.
So you open attic,
and maiden cell,
blind cell, and then blind, and then
and then if I find, that's like maybe the first place I go back to if I find I need ether. Like this, it's so conditional, right? Like that one out of however many chance.
I'm trying to think of how many entrances that we have available, right? We haven't found the connector to TR Bridge yet. So there's a couple entrances there.
Well, I guess Quake too, because we have the Myra entrance is Quake, TR entrances.
Oh right.
And we have Bombos. Thanks, game. That required.
That was
bombos.
hard required Bombos. We still have some
bombos.
glove checks that we haven't done yet, right? There's still those too. Yeah, you're just going. Now it's who can find those entrances the fastest.
Yeah. So not over yet because we got to find the entrances. And low key having to chase all the entrances that are opened by the glove this late is very annoying because none of them are in the same place.
Yep. Also, Hitman's down a sword. He didn't do a hookshot cave to get that sword yet.
Oh yeah, there you go. Like that by itself, if they do the exact same route, I mean, if it was the other way around, well, I mean, we have No, wait, does Hitman not have silvers? He doesn't have silvers.
No, those were in GT.
Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, Hitman's gonna have a much slower Ganon fight, so he needs to be a little more ahead before the end.
What's Jaejo doing?
I don't know.
I like what Hitman's doing. Just
Yep.
rushing the dungeons that he knows that he can clear.
Yep, absolutely. So we haven't found TR Bridge, right?
No, we haven't found TR Bridge, which gets us, 3 entrances total, because we haven't done any of the Light World versions.
We've seen Bumper Cave, and I don't know that there's any. I don't know that we have any other connectors left. Do we?
That's hard for me to say.
I mean, I can't. Yeah, I can't guarantee it either. But that's the only connector I can think of that we haven't seen, and so that might be the TR Bridge. Also, this will be a easier fight for Jaejo. This right next fight, because he's gonna have that tempered sword. With half magic, sometimes they just spam the rods.
Yeah, I think it's fine to do that. You don't go back into Turtle Rock though, right? If you're Hitman, right?
No. 2 items. It's 2 items, and it would have to be one of those medallions to be worth.
You know, it's a really crappy location. Is the back of Skullwoods.
Oh yeah, that's a terrible location. I'd rather have that than have to fish out a medallion, though.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
There it is. Just yeah. So that may very well have been our last connector. So there's 3 entrances here we haven't seen. You can buy more keys, Jaejo. I'm sorry, the joke would have worked better with Hitman because he's got 11.
Yeah.
Jaejo's only got 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't care about Pod anymore because we're just gonna go to the back. There's Thieves Town.
And yeah, he's going.
One of the things I love about Retrance is that unless you come into Thieves Town with 0 small keys, you can skip the pot.
Yes.
Pick it up at the end.
For sure.
And yeah, Incoherent
where Pod is.
Yeah, Incoherent in chat making a good point. Yeah, he doesn't care about key count anymore because Pod entrance is go mode. You'll need 1 key for Pod. No, 2. 2. I guess you could. I mean, you could go with the right side and use just 1.
Yeah, but
no one's doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for things, I like the play to go right side and get the 2 items on the way to the back. But we're not looking for anything. You don't do it. Got to make sure you have 2 keys before you get into Pod, and you're good. Unless we need one of those darn medallions.
Yeah, the Mire entrance too. Yeah. So I'm trying to think what we haven't seen, which would be the 2 entrances there that are locked in medallions. We've got
in back of Skullwoods.
We've got 2 here on the bridge left, and then the back of Skullwoods. Pyramid Fairy can't be the answer since our 5/6.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
No dragging the bomb today.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Hitman might need one of those medallions to be required to have any real chance at this point, because then suddenly everything gets divergent again.
Yeah, I don't know. The hard part for Hitman is he's down a sword and he's down silvers. Yeah. So Jaejo's going to make time on Ganon. But
now, I think I do like this choice from Jaejo to do that big chest. That's a much harder thing to go back for later if it's the answer. If it's an answer,
I agree.
Whereas the front 4 is just just come back here. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Very quick checks. Because it's not just a calculation of how much time something takes; it's also a calculation of how punishing is it to come back for.
Mm-hmm.
Hitman, where is he going?
He's going up to the Dark Death Mountain,
Must be something.
I think he's just gonna do the one check.
Spiral
Oh,
key, yeah.
2 checks.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about this one. You can get 2 checks out of this.
Oh, there's a free sword.
Well, that's good for Hitman.
Yeah.
His Ganon fight just got cut in half.
Yeah. He does need to find. He needs to take this connector for sure. Surprised he didn't jump down to Spiral Cave. I guess he's thinking I'll find the bridge, but.
And Jaejo going back into Thieves Town for items. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't agree with this.
I guess it depends on how many entrances he has left.
Yeah.
If we're now down, we're getting close to being down to 2 medallion entrances. Oh my god.
He's got the front, like the mirror location here, unless he's checked that. I don't think he has.
Yeah, shout outs to Retrance Take Any's Jaejo now at 19 hearts.
Yeah. And then back of Skull Woods, I think is the big one.
Yeah, Hitman.
I mean, he's definitely keeping Hitman in the race, right?
Yeah, for sure. Thank goodness we have a mirror before we find a fairy in a bottle.
Right. All the big keys.
The big keys. Oh God, why? Okay, now the entrance we could have gotten to a long time ago and just didn't.
It's not
a small key.
Oh, I actually think Hitman did check that earlier.
Okay.
So it's either Skull Woods or one of the medallion locked dungeons.
Yeah, that might be all we have left. Now, obviously you do Skull Woods first. And hope that's
I think that's why Hitman is doing the front too.
Yeah, it's a little worse for Hitman just because he's done fewer things. Like this could set him back to left side GT, which we know is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to say hi to Pinball Room again. And Jaejo's key situation, let's see. I think he should still be fine because, like, you know, he's got the keys for GT, and that would be the biggest key hog of anything that's left.
Yeah. Wow. All right.
Oh so, no! Remember what I said?
We need a medallion.
Oh my God! There's that mushroom with the. It could be a medallion in the potion shop, which is in a really god-awful place. Oh,
the problem is we don't even know which medallion because both of them are needed.
Right.
Oh, and it's Ether. No. Oh my gosh. All right. So what do you do with that information?
I do pendant dungeons. I mean, you might find if you find Quake on the way, you pivot and you go open up.
You haven't found Harabig though. Is kind of the one that's like.
That's true. Well, Eastern. You can do Eastern. Eastern's 3 items.
2. Oh, the green pendant.
Green pendant.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. I mean, Hera gets you just 2 items as well because we don't have big key. So then you can grab that ether, and if it's the answer, you're good to go. And if it's not, well, then you're sad and searching for Quake. You know? It's. I mean, there isn't a great answer here, but
would it be crazy to go do left side swamp right now, like with a big key?
No, I don't think so. Because in fact, that's one of the things that'll bring me back to a left side swamp is big key.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm much more likely to skip left side swamp without the big key, because then if the answer is the big chest, then I have a reason to go back.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, the two, you know, just that item by itself. And yeah, Jaejo's just gonna go ahead and do this. I like it.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel. Like, yes, it's.
I do Eastern first, but you're right here, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I would. I
like
medallion.
You know where one of the medallions is. I guess playing for the medallion, even though you don't have the big key, is the play. I don't know.
But I don't skip the other chest. Like the Quake medallion could just been in one of those in that other spot, right? Like it could have been. There could be.
I'm definitely doing Eastern first.
Yeah,
maybe
I am
Ice.
too.
I'm probably
Oh,
ice, right?
Ice has what? 2 items left?
The 1, 2 items, yeah.
Yeah. 3 with big key. We don't have the big key the first
No,
time.
they did.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Oh, that's right, because they bombed on the
Yeah.
They had to bomb on the left side instead of doing the hookshot clip.
Hitman might go do GT now, but he's got the GT big, which could also be the answer.
It could be the answer. Oh,
that's the hard part. The hard part about the pedestal is it might not be the answer, right? Like
it doesn't have to. It does not have to be the answer. Now,
I don't also love that Jaejo did Hera before he did Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I don't like doing Hera. Yeah, that's right. He still has to do Turtle Rock. I don't like that he did Hera and skipped the one chest you can do.
Oh,
right?
the one in Logic.
Yeah, I mean it's not in Logic because we don't have the big key, but like it could be.
No, but the basement, right?
They did the basement.
No, they didn't do the basement.
Yeah, they
did.
did.
Fire source. Oh, that's the mirror. Oh my gosh!
Yes. Remember the Logic change?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I'm so dumb.
I don't know what's in that chest in vanilla, but the one that's near the big chest, right?
Yeah.
And if that's just your Quake, you can. I mean, you get your Quake, you finish the dungeon, and then you go check the Quake entrance, and then you're just done.
Right.
If that's the answer, and you still have the pendant, and then you know that you're going for pendants, right? And you can go mode Eastern, you can go mode Ice. And Hitman, again, just a step behind everything in terms of...
Right, but he does have the Turtle Rock big key, but he didn't do the front of Turtle Rock, so there's 2 checks on the front that are available now.
Yep.
It also might have the answer.
Sure could. Man, getting the bad news. There could still be this mushroom.
Yeah, that's also a possibility.
This silly little mushroom.
Gosh, what a game!
For Quake.
What is this game? It's ridiculous. I thought we were gonna be done like a long time ago.
I know, right? I will point out that I would be at this point about 30 minutes later if I were playing. So just shout outs to we're sub 2 hour and we just need to find whichever medallion we need, and Hitman's gonna get the bad news that Ether is on the pedestal. We'll see what he does with that information.
Hera's the last one I'm doing.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I mean, Eastern is on. Eastern, everything is on the way, right? Ice, everything is kind of on the way.
Because again, at any point, if you get Quake Medallion, you either have the answer or you know what the answer is, right?
Yeah. GT's super spicy for Hitman now. Or is it because he knows of the Ether? I don't know. I just don't know how any of this game works. Nope, not in front of TR.
Nope, not at all. But yeah, for pendants, Hera last, because you might get the big key again. That could be the answer.
Yeah.
And you might get Quake, which could be the
answer. It looks
like
both of our runners are choosing Hera first, though, which is just a strange decision to me.
What a wild... it's funny because like Hitman is playing for his life and hoping that you can get help along the way to just get into a 3-way play-in, whereas Jaejo is his first race in this round. Yeah, we're gonna do Ice next.
Can someone make sense of doing Hera over Ice or Eastern first to me? Because I don't get it.
I get it a little more for Jaejo just because he was already on Death Mountain, but I still think you do Eastern, then Ice, and then Hera. It's just number of checks, right? Eastern is 3, Ice is 2, and Hera is none in Logic. Like that if that Tower of Hera big key is just sitting in pod, then pod has to be behind Quake, and none of this is relevant, right?
Mm-hmm. What if you find Ether right here, or whatever the other medallion is? Do you leave? Leave, right? Just leave.
I think so. You're
you
not.
You get back both
deep
places
in the dungeon.
quick. Yeah, you get both places quick.
And this goes back to what I was talking about before. So like now, if the answer is not Quake, then you just can go
now
mode
you
these
know.
pendant dungeons.
Yeah,
You don't have to even touch any of the other things.
I probably would have left. I would probably be wrong, but I would have left.
I don't think it's necessarily bad to stay. I think I would have left too, but I don't think it's wrong to stay necessarily. Now you have access to both, but again, it's like what I kept saying is if you find Quake along the way, then you're just going to have your answer that much sooner, and then you can go mode those dungeons, those other dungeons. Although, I mean, Eastern go mode is not really much of a go mode, but still, it is still a go mode. Like, there's no reason to open the big chest. There's, you don't even have to get keys. You can skip the key in the. How often do you get to skip the key in? Like Hitman with 10 keys doesn't have to pick up anything.
What do you think the answer is? Is it Meyer or Turtle Rock?
I think it's gonna be Meyer.
Okay.
Because
I agree. I think it's gonna be Meyer too.
Because there are 14 items in pod, and Tower Hair Big Key could just be there.
Yep.
And then it's just you can't even get it. can't even finish your pendants.
That is another reason why I just didn't understand doing Hera.
Yeah. All right, Jaejo. We're gonna find out right now. I think it's safe to say at this point, Jaejo just flat out has the lead.
Oh yeah, for sure. Either way.
Yeah, because he just has to do Eastern. Hitman still needs to do Ice. Yep, and there it is.
What do you know?
Yep. Ped bait.
Yeah, totally. Like I don't understand it.
I mean, yeah. So I'm with you. Like I would have gone. I mean, I would have done in a different order than either one of these guys. I would have done Eastern first, and then I would have done Ice, and then finally Hera, in hopes that A, I find the Quake Medallion first, or B, I find the Hera Big Key to maybe find the Quake Medallion there. We'll never know if the Hera Big Key was in here, but there's 14 items in this dungeon, right? And you think about what we have left everywhere else. We have 5 items left in GT. We have 2 items left in Swamp. We have 1 item. Well, obviously the Hera Big Key's not going to be in the Hera Big Key. We have 1 item left in, or in either one of those Hera locations, so those don't count. That's not 14, right? You add them all together, we have the mushroom check. It's not 14, right? So odds are pretty good that that Hera Big Key is just in this pod dungeon. Now, on the other hand, you and I would have left all those items left on the left side of GT. So.
Yeah.
So that would have made it a little bit more even for that location of the Hera Big Key, and whether it would actually be in logic or not.
Yeah, but this is definitely Jaejo's race to lose, because even if Hitman leaves, he's still behind.
Oh, and oh, by the way, can we shout out for a second a hard required double dip of Ice Pals as a pendant?
Oh, for Bombos?
Yeah.
Yes.
For that Quake that was in the one spot they couldn't get to when they came.
That's right. Wow.
Like if that Quake had been anywhere else in Ice Palace, then we're done like 20 minutes ago.
Yep.
Well, maybe not 20 minutes. That's an exaggeration. We're definitely done a lot sooner.
Yeah.
All right, now we just got to go back to wherever Ganon was, which I don't actually remember.
He was somewhere early. Maybe Smith's? Yeah, it looks like it.
See, that's what we need our hammer for,
Plenty of
We
arrows.
need the hammer to get to the Quake, and we need the hammer to get through Pod, and we need a hammer to get to Ganon.
Yep. Very, very much.
And that's about it. That's what we need the hammer for.
Yep.
No otherwise progression. Hitman also gonna keep going after that Quake.
I mean, this will be his third pendant, but one pendant isn't even in logic yet. It's like I just don't get it. Don't get it.
Yeah, this will be a quick fight with gold sword and silver arrows. This is a quick fight. It's an easy fight. They still haven't come up with other texts, and oh no, silver's my one sure weakness. I've been begging for years to come up with something more interesting. Nice triple to finish this fight out from Jaejo.
Yeah. Get your GGs in chat for Jaejo. He's going to go 1-0 at the start of this bracket. And unfortunate for Hitman, that's going to be his exit. But nice run into the top 8.
Yep.
Take nothing away from him there, for sure.
And honestly, he's only going to be, about 5 minutes behind, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
Official race time for Jaejo of 1:59.24. So sub 2's is monstrosity.
Wow.
I don't know how people do that.
You know how Boots. Can you imagine
go.
if Boots were late in
Oh,
the scene with
man.
as much walking around through desert they had to do? A good start for Jaejo. He's going to have to still play wall kicks and Magno. I think those are on the schedule. Let me take a look.
I think everything's on the schedule. And there's another race tonight in the other side of the bracket, if I'm not mistaken.
So we got wall kicks and Magno is going to be the 15th at looks like what, 1 p.m. And then Jaejo and wall kicks are going to play the 12th at 11:30 p.m., which is in a couple of days. And then Magno and Jaejo is the 11th at 3 o'clock.
You adjusting time zones? Because
I am. I'm looking at. I'm looking at. I think those are all my time zones, and in my head,
exactly. Yeah. I mean, funny story. When I moved out to Iowa in the Midwest for years, I would translate things back to Pacific time and then add 2 hours because I was just so used to translating to Pacific.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we do have another race tonight though on this channel. We have Telethar and Zelga playing at 7 Eastern, if I'm doing my calculation.
That looks correct. Yes, that looks correct to me.
Subtract 2, add 3 now. And we got Adirondack Rick and Clearmouse on the call, so that's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I don't want to miss that. And we are joined by today's winner, Jaejo. GG's.
Hey, GG's.
What a seed, huh?
Yeah.
How about that bombos? How about that hammer? And how about
that double dip of ice? That hard required double dip of pendant ice.
Yep. Yeah, the mirror, the hammer. I was seriously worried that I had mistracked something for like 15 or 20 minutes there. It's like,
we were all confused.
The fire rod was right there. I was like, all right, mirror should be available somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, where's my hammer? Where's my gloves? Like, do I have to go all the way around the Dark World every single time? And then...
Yeah.
There was a lot of travel through Desert Palace.
Yeah.
So a couple of questions. Was there any thought, when you found GT, you're basically like possibly Glove and one of the medallions from Go, Desert Big from Go Mode. Was there any thought of skipping GT or leaving after the gloves? Or what made you stay there? And then when you checked the pedestal, what made Hera the first pendant dungeon you did? Those are my 2 big questions.
So I didn't know all of my dungeons when I found GT.
Okay.
Right.
So I didn't know Desert, I don't think.
Yeah,
I think
we
the
didn't
Desert map was actually in GT.
Yeah, we had Desert, Hera, and Thieves Town left.
But Desert was the last of the keys that you would need to be able to finish the seed, in theory. Because you had the Thieves Town big. You had the pod big. You know,
yeah, I don't recognized it at that point.
Oh, okay.
So I was still missing like a lot of dungeons and wasn't sure what I needed.
Okay.
That's fair.
And yeah, so I hadn't found Skull Woods at all.
Right.
So that's usually the last pendant, so I was kind of expecting that.
Okay.
Imagine Skull Woods being a pendant.
Yeah, with Tower of Hera, let's see, what was the connector? So I was checking entrances right at the end, looking for Thieves Town and then later Pod. And I think the Hookshot Cave entrance was the last one I had available without a medallion. So when that came up, nothing. The pedestal was... No, I think Skull 3 was the last one. But as always...
I feel like you got to Skull 3 before that last... I mean, I don't know. I mean...
Okay, maybe I did see Ether then.
Yeah, I think you already knew about Ether.
So it was in the back of my mind. But yeah, regardless, I was up there, and I thought
proximity.
It was just... Yeah. And I had already mirrored to the light world. I was like, wait a minute, if I'm going to have to pull pedestal, I might as well get Hera right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I just went over there, killed Moldorm real quick, and then went on to TR. So it was just in case type of thing.
Sure. How are you feeling as you're playing this though? Because this is. I mean, can you imagine not having boots with as many trips through desert you had to go through?
Yeah. So I don't mind the... It's like when I found Misery Mire. So Canis Samaria was in there. I had the Mire Big Key, and it was... I didn't think I'd be able to kill Viddy.
No, we agreed. I think leaving was the smart choice there. Yeah.
Yeah, with your equipment set, it was... you didn't come back with that much more, but you came back with enough more that it made a difference, I think. It would have been a tough kill, I think.
Well, at the very end, when I was coming around to Ice Palace, GG's to Hitman as well.
Yep.
Finishing at 2:05:23. Not that far behind.
Yeah, so I was just hoping that it wasn't going to be on Vitreous.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was coming around to Ice Palace the last time and to get the lamp, so at least I waited for fire. So I was able to get the hammer.
Yeah, and we talked about that too, about waiting for fire to do the Vitreous kill. So because you can just route it in.
Yeah.
But that chain of events, and we do have Hitman joining us here, GG's. So because you can just route it in.
Hello, GG's.
But that chain of events,
hey, GG's.
we do have Hitman joining us here, GG's.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know where to start with Hitman. It was like
well, that was fun.
Just a whirl of a seed, huh? Yeah. I think we have your audio kind of.
Yeah, I can hear the echoing.
It was like.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
I think we have your audio kind of.
Yeah, I can hear.
Sum it up that Dunka rolled the seed, and for years I always blamed Lazy Kid for all the trash that we'd get on ladder. But now I realize that Big Dunka taught everything he knew to his disciple.
Is that how that works? I see.
So this was a master craft by the ladder man himself, disciple.
Is that how that works? I see.
So this was a master.
It really did have a little bit of everything.
By the ladder man himself. Yeah, we were just a 50-50 away from that pedestal.
It really did have a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Dice first.
Yeah, we were just 50-50 away from that pedestal.
I mean, we figure that the Tower Hera Big Key at this point probably was just in pod. So I was kind of thinking that it would end up being the Quake, but it's good that you end up being able to find the Quake in the, playing for the pendants made sense because there was still stuff to do. I just would have gone in a different order than both of you.
Yeah, we were surprised you both did Hera first, since that was the one. I mean, Jaejo, it made a little more sense since you were right there.
Yeah, right there.
The one big key guys didn't have, but I mean, yeah, it's tough, especially with a seed like this where takes you to Ice Palace to get bombos to the, you get
you get bombos for ice to get a lamp of all things.
Right.
To go get a hammer that doesn't hardly do anything. Then you have to go get your hammer. Sorry, your mirror, and then you have to go back to Ice Palace. It's a hard double dip because you can't get that quick the first time through because it's behind the hammer. Sorry, your mirror, and then you have to go back. It was like we were all sorts of confused because you get the hammer and we were like, okay, is it glove? Is it mirror? Is it what is it? And it was a hammer, and we're like, okay, what does that open? Hammer house in Village. And we had forgotten about. We didn't realize you'd seen Mimic Cave, and of course that was nothing too.
Yep.
No, it was a lamp to go back to Hera to get your mirror.
Yeah.
Which could be trouble, right? If you randomly do Hera first and get that mirror, then when are you going to get that hammer? So
yeah, Hitman, you in particular, who had already killed Vitreous. It's a good thing you went there first instead of following the lamp to Hera.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise
It would have
you
been a
missed the
while
hammer.
before I got back there.
Yep.
So Hitman, this is the end of your run on this in the Retrance Ladder Invitational. Top 8, got to be pretty happy with that. How you feeling about everything?
Yeah, I have no complaints about it. My match against Magno was just
Top 8.
2-minute difference, I think, and then wall kicks is wall kicks.
Yep. Well,
So
very
no
very
surprise
true.
there. I lost to him, I think, once or twice during the regular season.
Mhm. Yep.
But I mean, yeah, top 8
Very,
and
very true.
entrance, fantastic.
And just in time for the Cross Keys tournament coming up.
Exactly.
Well, GG's to you both. Any other thoughts about the seed or the tournament that you want to
Just in time for the Cross
mention
Keys
before we get out of here?
Well, good luck to you, Jaejo, and we can burn this seed and forget all about it.
I was thinking about giving this to some of my friends, actually.
tournament. Make them suffer.
Are they friends?
Not suffer. Thinking about giving this to appreciate.
Okay.
We need
Appreciate
somebody
what
to-
you went through.
Yeah, like some people weren't able to watch this just because of what time and day it was.
Sure.
So we could relive this through somebody else's misery too.
Could be
Yeah,
fun.
it's definitely, it's weird how it kind of tunneled you into getting bombos and then just it kind of exploded after you get the mirror because there's so much you could do and some different routes you could take. Definitely interesting to watch. So GG's to you both. Good luck, Jaejo, going forward. I know you got
Good luck.
your races on some races
Yeah, I
coming
have
up.
Magno tomorrow, and I have wall kicks
GG's to you both.
on Tuesday. I think.
going forward.
No,
Tomorrow is
Tuesday and
Tuesday.
Wednesday.
I mean, they could be both tomorrow, but that's a lot.
So looking forward to it.
Yeah, good luck. And again, GG's to Hitman and GG's on the tournament and everything. So good luck on whatever you do next. Probably Cross Keys tournament. Yeah. Or more ladder.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
glad
sure.
glad we got one in.
Good luck on whatever you do next. Probably Cross Keys tournament. Thank you, Tracy. Appreciate any chance we get to do commentary
Always.
together.
Yeah,
always
thank you
fun.
so much for, because I messaged you like, what, 11 o'clock? Well, for you, like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm so glad you were able to join me. And, of course, shout outs to Big Dunka for everything he does, both on the ladder, for the invitationals, just like everything he does for this community, for this the ladder is just, awesome. And huge
For
shout
sure.
outs to him.
Yep. That's going to do it for us. Tracy, I'll let you take us out.
No, all right. Come back at 7 Eastern for Telethor versus Zelga Dasan, and hope to see you then, and have fun watching that. And good luck to all our runners still going, and we'll see you at the next race. Good luck to all our runners still going.